Yo, 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 welcome to the Statuo podcast. I'm Rick, the founder of Statuo, and this is Fair, Head of Client Services. Today we're going to be going through marketing a new business and what to expect. So some of the topics we're going to cover are where to start, budgets, doing it yourself, managing expectations, reinvesting into your business, and some quick wins, some golden nuggets, how you can get some really fast results. But yeah. So first of all, we're going to start off with budgets, kind of where you should be starting if you're starting a new business, what you should... It's putting me off. Jesus Christ, outtakes. But yeah, first of all, we'll start with budgets. How much do I need? What should I be looking at, and kind of where to start if I want to start marketing my new business. So Faye's going to kind of run through this from her experience, and yeah.
I mean, it's not a one size fits all, but obviously you've got your e-commerce or you've got lead generation. Depends on what business you are in. So for example, use e-commerce as an example. So you come to us, you've got an e-commerce website and it's brand new. We need to get it out there in front of people. You need to have, like we said, budgets, an idea on how much you've got to spend and for how long. Because what a lot of people will do is they'll come to you with like a finite budget. Right, well, I've got £1,000. Right, okay. So for how long? And it's kind of like, no, I've only got £1,000 unless the website starts to make money, etc. So you need to have that. You need to have that goal in your head of like, this is my pot of money. This is what I've got.
Because a lot of people, we have had clients in the past come to us, and they will quite often see this as us taking money off their table or food off their plate, and it's kind of not a good way to look at it.
No, it's not. I mean, it depends. If you've got the money to go with an agency, obviously we work for an agency, we're going to tell you to go with an agency, but it is the best, it is the best way of doing it because you've got a room full of people that are all skilled in individual channels. So you've got people who run Facebook ads, you've got people who run TikTok ads, you've got people who run Google ads, and they're all specialists in their own right. Obviously, if you don't have the money to do that, then it's absolutely fine. But you're going to have to kind of manage your own expectations in terms of what you're going to get. So what's your budget? For example, for Facebook campaigns, we wouldn't run one that was spending any less than £30 a day because it's pointless. You're not going to get in front of enough people. It's managing your expectation that there already is £900 a month out, gone. So can you sustain that for a long period of time? Because just because you spent £900 on Facebook in month one doesn't mean that you're going to make that back in month one. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. So it's having an idea on how much you've got to spend and for how long you've got to spend it. So we always say, it's, Rick, you own businesses. How long is it before you start seeing, a return on your investment? It doesn't happen in month one. Do you know what I mean? And you need to manage your expectations. That isn't going to be the case. So, you come to us with a budget and we will do what we can for you with that budget. But obviously, with an agency, you do need to pay for our time as well. Yeah. So if you're going to do it yourself, it's obviously cheaper, but the issue there is that you've not got the skill set potentially to do what you need to do.
Yeah, I agree. What would you recommend, for example, if you didn't have the budget, we didn't have a customer starting a new business, accountants, plumber, whatever, more of a lead gen as opposed to e-commerce, and they didn't quite have the budget yet, they're just at the initial growth stage, and they don't have £1,000 a month, they don't have £500 a month to really be throwing away on an agency. Okay. Well, that's before ad spend if it was going on a paid channel. So what would you recommend for that sort of a client that's looking to do a bit more of themselves before they kind of take that leap into an agency and go even further?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're talking kind of like you say, your plumbers, your accountants, you're just starting up, you're going to be wanting business from the local area. So the first place I would start would be local SEO. So it's not going to cost you anything necessarily other than potentially a lot of time. So you're just going to have to invest your own time into it. So when I say local SEO, I mean things like Google My Business listing, optimising that as far as you can optimise that, going out, getting Google reviews from all your customers, all your past customers, anybody that's ever done business with you, getting them to leave you a Google review and getting your Google My Business listing up there for the local area. So if you're a plumber in Bolton, then that's what you need to be talking about in your Google My Business listing. That's what you need to be talking about on your website.
Yeah,
you need
there's
to have blogs on your website talking about how you are a plumber in Bolton, etc. You need to do everything you possibly can to tell Google that you are a plumber in Bolton, and it needs to believe that you are a plumber in Bolton. So you need to do it properly as opposed to
there's
spammy ways of doing it.
There's a really good tip on optimizing the Google My Business profiles as well, which I was told a while ago, which I'll save. Jesus, I'll save that for the golden nuggets section. So what about paid marketing? If I was looking to do this myself, I was looking to kind of chuck some in myself. Would you recommend me setting up a Google Ads account and going at it myself for a couple £100 a month, or what's your stance on that?
I mean, if you want to, it's not the easiest. There are tutorials out there on how to use Google AdWords, but over the years it's got progressively more complex in how it is and how it bids. It's got automated bidding strategies in there. It's got things that you're not going to have a clue about, especially if you're, for example, if you're a plumber by trade, that's what you're good at. So we have specialists who are trained in AdWords because that's what they're good at. So it's probably not going to be that easy, but I think potentially on social it's probably a bit easier to do a bit of a boosted post, put 20-30 quid behind a competition, like and share and tag your mates, and win a free, I don't know, bathroom.
Wrench.
Well, not bathroom, it's a bit extreme, but you know what I mean. Competitions, getting it out there, getting your business in front of people. You can do that in the local area, do you know what I mean, for like I say, between kind of probably 20 and 100 quid, get some money behind it. But that's what I would recommend. Google Ads, I wouldn't recommend it unless you've sat and gone through the tutorials on how to do it, because otherwise you're just going to end up wasting that money that would have been better spent elsewhere. Do you know what I mean? You could have paid for a press release to get you in somewhere, or you could have paid for an ad in the local paper that probably would have got you more.
No, I agree. Google's making it a lot more difficult, especially on PPC. Even the exact match keywords, the way you set up your accounts now,
they're not exact match.
They're not exact match. You could be plumber in Bolton and it will bring through all sorts of crap.
Yeah, you've got to be very careful.
So you've got to be on the ball. It probably comes back to using the expert for that job.
Yeah, I think you should say there's lots of things that you can pick and choose that you can have a go at doing yourself. So contacting influencers, that's definitely one.
But there's kind of a limit on it. Like I wouldn't call an electrician to fix my boiler. It's
you wouldn't. But you also wouldn't try and fix it yourself. Do you know what I mean? No. That's the thing. So
I'd have a go and electrocute myself probably.
But there's things that I think you can probably have a dabble in yourself, and I think influencers is a good one as well, especially for any kind of startup e-commerce brands there. That's a really good way of getting in with, getting started in terms of marketing that's not going to cost you a fortune. So it's finding your little niche in terms of micro, macro influencers that have got, 5, 10, 15,000 followers. So they're not going to command $5,000 for them to post a picture of themselves in your clothing. They might just want you to give them the clothes for free.
Yeah.
In which case, of course, it's an outlay to you, but, it's
well,
that's what you've got to do.
Maybe a small cost. That's why it's probably a bit easier on the e-commerce front. Let's say selling t-shirts, and your costs are £4 a t-shirt. Then it's costing you £4, but the exposure that could get you could be massive.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely a way to go if you're looking at doing marketing yourself for an e-commerce brand. I think I'd rather if it was me personally, I'd rather do that than attempt to do some Google Ads myself.
Yeah. All right, perfect, brilliant. And that kind of leads us on nicely to managing expectations, because especially with PPC, with SEO, any kind of marketing, you can't really expect this stuff to happen overnight.
No, and I think a lot of people do. A lot of people think, oh, well, I've been doing SEO and it's really slow, which it is. It's a slow burn thing. But they think, right, well, I'll start doing paid and it's gonna work immediately, which for some it does, especially for lead gen sites, it does. But for e-commerce brands, it's not as easy as that. We have clients who, will have been running ads for them for 3 days and they're like, why have I not got anything? You've got to give it time to learn. Facebook, Google, there's an algorithm there that, there's actual data that needs to be collected in order to go and find the people who are most likely to make that purchase, and it needs time to do that. So we always try and manage expectations to say, you're probably not going to see anything for the first 6 to 8 weeks because we need to collect all that data from all these potential customers, all these people. We need to basically build a little audience of people who are primed to buy from you, that they look like a customer that would buy from you, and then we can go and do more with that data and we can target them a bit more granular. But we've got to go through that learning period of 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, I agree. It's the same for paid marketing, just as much. It's you chuck money into the budget, and then before you know it, you're having to run through the keywords, search terms, and remove all the crap that it's pulling through. And again, it doesn't happen overnight. And I know Statuo ourselves, we use the first 3 months, and we spend a lot more time on clients' campaigns than we actually get paid for.
We always front load it, because there's always so much more work to be done at the beginning, because like you say, you're starting a brand new campaign, it's got no data at all to go off. Google doesn't know anything about it, so we set something up and effectively we're completely blind, other than some keywords that we think people might be searching. We are completely blind. So like I say, 6 to 8 weeks we give it, in terms of you can start seeing, like you say, the random keywords that you get through, and you've got to start negativing all these out. So you spend a lot of time doing that. So the first, like you say, 3 months probably, we go way over what we actually quote for.
But it's needed, and that's the way we've always positioned ourselves, kind of undersell, deliver.
Over-deliver,
and get the results quicker, hopefully. So then our clients can see the investment they've made has been a good choice.
Yeah, but they've got to give us that initial period. Do you know what I mean? Because like I say, when people are 3-4 days in and why have we not got any sales? Why have we not got this? You've got to kind of try and explain it. But I suppose Google sometimes makes you out to be a liar. You know what I mean? It can sound very much like you're lying, like you're fluffing things, but you're not. You need the data to be able to get the sales. That's it. And you've got to pay for the data, unfortunately.
The worst ones, clients Googling their own terms. I know Adam will have a gripe on this. People clicking their own ads, searching their own ads, and saying, why are we not there? Well, you've got a £20 budget and you spent that by dinner time.
Exactly.
There's just so many moving parts to it all, and it's sometimes clients can get in the way.
And you've just it's just tough. It's tough. It's hard work, and that's why we do it for a job. Do you know what I mean? It's literally, we have full-time members of staff doing this, so to try and do it yourself is no easy. Anxiety. And we're we are an office of very anxious people.
Well, I suppose that comes with the creativity side. Okay, cool. Let's talk about reinvestment. I know personally, I've been a massive advocate of this, which is every penny I make, I chuck back into the business, and I'm still doing it. 7 years on with Statuo, we chuck every penny back into better environment, better office, better
still
tools.
Don't have a slide.
No, our fireman Paul. I won't get into firemen, will we?
No.
Jesus, we had a bit of a debate today on how would you categorise that topic?
I don't know.
Prejudice over gender pay gap.
Yes.
We'll save that one for another day.
But
reinvestment. What should clients be doing? New clients, people with smaller budgets, probably. They're just getting into the marketing. This is a new business, and they're just starting to make some money.
Reinvest it all. I mean, you're probably better qualified to talk about this than me, but just reinvest it all back into marketing. I think like you say, you're an advocate of it, and you've done it with your other businesses that we've obviously worked on, where everything goes back into the marketing, and it has to. But just because you make money in month 3, month 4, it's never been in your interest to just take that money out of the business. It's always gone back into the ads, because the more you spend, once you've, like we were just saying then about obviously giving Facebook enough time to learn, by the time you start making money, you've got your learnings then. So, don't just start taking it out, reinvest it and grow the business further. But like I say, you're probably better off. You're probably better qualified to talk about that.
I agree. I'm with you on that. It's just, for me, it's always been just chuck everything back into the business until it is financially sound, and you can see you can start to take what you need. But again, I've never been one to just pull out fat chunks of money. I can sustain my life pretty well with what I do have. So I'd rather go back into the business and grow something successful. That's what it's always been for me. It's growing it's the success of the business, and the staff and the guys all having, just enjoying the job and working somewhere which is freaking awesome.
Yeah, it is.
More than anything.
Still need a slide though.
You're going to say it's awesome, you buy it. I'm sat right here. You don't have a choice.
I'll say it anyway.
But yeah, okay, cool. We're going to go into some golden nuggets. So we're going to give this a go. Let's see how this one works out. Hang on.
nuggets.
Right, I couldn't turn it up fast enough. Hopefully, I have some flashing graphics on the screen when that bit comes in. But yeah, this is just going to be a segment for us to run through some quick wins, really. Some golden nuggets, some stuff you can do, you can try, you can do yourself, and they don't basically decent tips.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you start off with anything you feel that would really help with a new business get going in the journey on marketing that you've.
Reviews.
Right.
So whatever you're in, whether you're e-commerce, whether you're lead gen, whatever you are, reviews. So make sure that you are sending all past customers, every customer you've ever had, an email to review you, whether that's using Trustpilot, whether it's using Google, whatever your review platform is. Make sure that you're getting reviews, and make sure that even if those reviews are negative, that you're taking that feedback on board and changing your business accordingly, because no business is going to sustain continuous bad reviews, and the fact that you just don't put them on your website doesn't make a difference. Do you know what I mean? If people want to find it, they will find it. So, and when people are angry, they do put reviews in lots of different places, whether it's Facebook, Google.
You're 10 times likely to leave a negative review than you are
a good one. Yeah.
Just
so
to add
they
to
need
that,
prompting.
I know there's something I mentioned at the start of the podcast, which was about the Google My Business page, and there's a little golden nugget which I got, I think it was James Dooley or Carl Hudson, one of them, which was, when you're getting your reviews, try and get them to mention your main keyword in the actual review. It does help. Google sees that the topic is relevant. And again, it will just increase your ranking on that Google map pack at the top of the listing. Anything else?
So conversion rate, any quick wins that you can make on conversion rate. So collecting feedback from website users, so not just necessarily reviews from customers, reviews from anyone that's on the website.
I think Hotjar
sending it out to your friends. You've got Hotjar that you can use, which is free. I think you can track, is it one or two pages for free?
Yeah.
You can put little pop-ups on the site that will say, how was your experience, etc. If you've got anything that we can improve on the website, do it, because especially for e-commerce, it can make little changes, can make a whole world of difference.
Yeah, I know as simple as changing the colour of a button or the text on a button, you can increase your conversion rate by 5-10%, and it's all compounded as well. It compounds if you tweak
little quick wins here and
2%
there,
5% there, 1% there. Before you know it, you've doubled the amount of people going through to the actual contact form on your site, depending on what the journey actually looks like.
Yeah, definitely. Just any kind of conversion rate wins that you can think of. So, put yourself in your customer's shoes, and if they were landing on your website. So, for example, if you're an e-commerce brand and you're selling clothing, have you got a size guide on there? If you've got pictures of models wearing the clothes, have you told the customer what size, how tall that model is, what size that model's wearing, so that they can actually identify, oh right, yeah, I think that might fit me actually. Little tiny things like that, adding a little bit of text can make all the difference. So little quick wins like that can make a whole world difference, because it's a lot easier to convert the people that are already on your website than it is just to keep firing more traffic at a website that's not converting well.
Yeah, I agree completely. Just on the back of that as well, a nice little golden nugget, which is something we've implemented several times on different websites, is I found this in the book Making Websites Win, I think it's called, by the conversion rate experts, the guys that actually coined the phrase CRO in the first place. Really good read. If you get a chance, get it on Amazon. I'll try and put a link below in the description. But what they suggested and what they implemented was they wanted the feedback of customers that didn't actually convert on their website, which is pretty much impossible. Once they've gone off site, they didn't convert, they've left. So what they started doing was getting feedback off people that had converted, asking them what nearly stopped you from leaving, what nearly stopped you from purchasing from us. And we've done that on Monthly Tea Club, and that had awesome results. Yeah. The sort of feedback we got was, you underestimate my laziness to get my bank card from downstairs. Yep. Add PayPal. I thought you was a scam. There's no size guide. The amount of information and the increase in conversion rate, I think we went from 4 to 7.5% in a week. Was
it was huge.
Crazy.
Just by adding PayPal and Apple Pay. literally. Because we didn't. It was just an oversight on the website's part that you assume that people have their bank card, and when they're at home and they're sat in bed or they're sat in front of the telly and the handbag or the coat or whatever, the wallet's in the kitchen. What would have been an immediate impulse purchase? You get an ad on Facebook and you think, oh, that looks cool. You click on it. It's an impulse. You've not got very long to keep hold of that person until they decide to change their mind and not actually make that purchase. So if you're making them think about that purchase by thinking, oh, I've got a standoff, got a wallet in the kitchen. Literally, we added Apple Pay and PayPal, and like Rick says,
you assume people are going to have Apple Pay as well, but on iPhone. But Joe, he doesn't even have Apple Pay. He doesn't even know what Apple Pay is.
He's bloody useless, though, isn't he? He's the exception to the rule in terms of developers. He's the least technologically advanced developer I've ever met. We had to make him get a new iPhone. It wouldn't even work.
I was showing him how to open his emails over there. Yeah, I agree with them. Some nice little golden nuggets there. Some others would be. Another one, reach out to experts, I think, is a big one, even if you're just having a casual cat.
A casual cat.
A casual cat. A casual chat with a... Oh, Joe's going to ruin me for that one. Casual cat. A casual chat with an expert. Reach out to people, network, find people who are doing these sort of things. You don't have to be paying these. You could just be asking for a bit of advice. People that have been through this, people who've done it, successful entrepreneurs. I know when I was starting out in business, I reached out to my cousin's dad, asking him for business advice, thinking, was this the right move for me to do? This is what my plans were. And he gave me some advice, which was awesome. I was talking to him about it last week. And that sort of stuff was just made the decision for me.
Yeah, it's invaluable, isn't it? It's people who've been there before and done it. Making industry friends. There's no point making enemies of your competitors either. If you can get chatting to them, I know you've got competitors that you speak to. I mean, don't get me wrong, we don't tell them inside secrets, but we can have a chat about the industry and about what's going on. And if there's they might tell you of a networking event to go to or something like that. So definitely.
That is a big one for us, which is I always talk to all. There's more than enough work out there.
Yeah.
Talk to your competitors. I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of like-minded in the same.
We're all doing the same thing for the same goal, so it makes sense.
Yeah. No, cool. Right. So that's kind of it for us. I'll just run through the summary. So we've just kind of been through where you start, the budgets for starting marketing a new business, doing it yourself, managing expectations, the reinvestment of it, and some of the quick wins and golden nuggets there at the end. But I'm going to end it. I'm probably going to end every podcast like this. See if I can get some weird questions on here. But right, this is one for you. That was a bit touchy. I can ask that.
Just be careful.
Right, okay. Would you rather eat chocolate flavoured shit or shit flavoured chocolate?
Shit flavoured chocolate.
That's wrong.
Why are you?
Shit
I stand by that decision.
Like shit.
Yeah, I stand by that. What the shit? 100% stand by that. You're weird if you think the other one.
I'd rather eat something that looked like a poo that tastes like chocolate.
But it is a poo.
Is it?
Yeah. That was the question.
Yeah, but it tastes like chocolate.
But it's a poo.
Yeah, but it won't taste... Oh, you're eating shit.
No, you're weird.
You're horrible.
You're weird.
That is
Put
disgusting.
it to a vote. Put that to a vote.
Yeah, actually, that's a good one, that. Put in the comments below, what would you rather do? Eat chocolate-flavoured shit or shit-flavoured chocolate? I think I said that right. And let us know. But, yeah, cool. Anyway, there's a lot more information on Statuo's blog if you want to go and have a check that out. statuo.co.uk/blog, I think.
Yeah.
I'll leave a link below again. And there's a lot more information on there. We try and update that weekly, just marketing tips, tricks, industry news, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, cheers. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks, guys. And clap us out.